I'm waiting. So, earlier today, if you checked in with my story, I was depressed and sad. I'm still kind of depressed and sad. I'm working on it. I'm feeling better. And one of the last things I mentioned was self-care, right? So, and like self-care is different from day to day, depending on what I feel like I need to do, or what I haven't done in a while. And so, yeah, I was feeling low energy all day. I was like irritated and annoyed, and I knew I was just going to stay home tonight because it's Saturday in Portland. And like, what else is there to do except like hang out and Netflix and chill on my beautiful couch? And which I'm very much enjoying. And some like, so to be serious for a moment. Serious. A self-care thing that I really like is face masks. And you can say it's a little drippy, this one, right? A little drippy. Drip. Drip. Eugh, now I gotta wipe this off. So, I... and this isn't for everybody, right? Like, not everybody is into face masks. But I, like, you would not believe how many different types of face masks I have in my bathroom medicine chest. It's mostly hair and skin products. And my go-to mask is actually, it used to be Aztec Indian healing clay, which you can't, I guess they're like, it's really hard to find, or you can't like buy it anymore, but essentially it's calcium bentonite clay, which is what this is. And this is a big thing of it, and you can get it at Whole Foods. And it is just a clay mask. And I didn't have the worst skin growing up, but I definitely had like problem skin. And so I had a lot of scarring, and because I have a little bit of dysphoria, which if you don't know what that is, it is being unhappy with your body to the point where you do different kinds of things to like modify your body or to fix the problem. And like for me, my dysphoria is that I pick at my skin and I like obsess about it. And so I had a lot of scarring for a long time, which, good thing there was no Instagram and no Facebook early on in my life because I had bad skin. So, I mean, not that you couldn't Photoshop it, but whatever. So yeah, my skin, I started, I had a friend a long time ago who went to aesthetic school, and I was talking to her one day about like how often you should do a mask, and she's like, you should do a mask every week. And I was like, oh my God, really? I didn't know you could do that. So, you know, because I had been buying the clay for a long time, for like, I don't know, 15 or 20 years. And so I started doing a regular mask, and my scars started to go away. And with that mask that I just showed you, the really cool thing is that it's super cheap. And what actually ended up working really well is mixing apple cider vinegar with the clay, and you make it into a paste, and you put I usually put like at least like a quarter of an inch all over my face, and I have really oily skin. So if you have dry skin, you wouldn't leave it on for so long, but I leave it on for like 45 minutes at least. So I usually watch like half a movie or like, I don't know, read a book or whatever I'm doing. And then you hop in the shower and you rinse it all off and you scrub your face. You use like a face scrubby, or if you have like a face scrub that you use. I prefer to just like use the Japanese scrubby things, because I haven't found a face scrub that I feel like actually like does the scrub that I want it to do. Excuse me. So I've been branching out, obviously, and drip. And I found this one at TJ Maxx. It's a hydrating mask, which, I mean, I don't really need, so I don't use it very often because my skin's like pretty hydrated. But it's a peel-off mask instead of rinsing it off, and it claims that it's made with 24 karat gold and ginseng for extreme hydration, lifting, and revitalized skin, which I need now that I'm getting older. I have to be really careful because I have sensitive skin, and a lot of things actually make me break out, including different foods, which is why I stay away from wheat and corn and soy and dairy and like a lot of oil. I can't eat a lot of oils. Because all of those things like actually like cause my skin to break out in different kinds of rashes. So if you're having skin problems, you might want to try cutting those things out of your diet if you can, because you might find that your skin improves. Wheat and corn were the big ones, although eventually soy did, like, it did become obvious that soy was an issue also. So anyway, for self-care, this is something that I do, and this is a peel-off mask, so I just have to let it dry. And then I'll probably do like a light scrub. And I have a blend of witch hazel and rose water that I use as like a toner. And that works really well. My skin really likes that. And I like to spray it on my face. It makes me feel really girly and special. Anything with roses in it. And although I don't like the flower roses, like if somebody bought me flowers, like I'm not into like roses, but like rose products, yes please. So yeah, I was talking about self-care, and I ate a burger earlier. I made myself a burger and it was really good. I don't do a lot of cooking. I didn't make a special burger. I had just like bought one that was frozen, and I added some stuff to it, and I got lipstick all over my face, and you can look at those pictures. They're hilarious. Yeah, I'm just like taking some space, like I was disappointed. My heart was a little bit hurt last night and today. And, I'm doing what I can to process. It's not the end of the world. I will go on. Isn't that the Celine Dion song? I don't know. Anyway. Oh no, I have an itch in my nose and I can't scratch it because it'll just get everywhere. Ugh. So this is a witch's Saturday night. This is like your local bruja if you're in Portland. This is local bruja hanging out with a gold face mask on. I feel very special wearing a gold face mask. I'm not gonna lie. Sitting on my swanky couch that I love. Did I mention that yet? And so think about self-care. Think about like what makes you feel really good, and like let yourself do that thing, like it's okay to pamper yourself. It's okay to like love on yourself a little bit, especially because like it's really hard to find somebody who will actually love on you the way that you need to be loved, right? And like if you have a person like that in your life, hold on to them. And if you don't have a person like that in your life, then you have to figure out how to give yourself that love, right? And one way that you can do that is through pampering yourself, like, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. This peel off face mask was like $3. It's $5. And it makes me feel awesome having anything gold on my face or on my body. And, I get to like hang out, and I'm gonna Netflix and chill on Saturday. And I'm getting a session tomorrow with a colleague of mine. And I'm really excited about that too. It was like perfect timing. So I'm gonna like flesh all this out. I have a bath bomb that I might use if that, like I got this sick ass bath bomb from my homegirl Hillary down at Arcana, who makes all of these incredible products. I know I made a video a few weeks ago after I had gotten some reflexology work with her. That was absolutely fantastic. And she makes amazing products. And so I'm probably going to use my Blood of My Ex's soap tonight when I take a shower, because I need to get rid of some X energy. I mean, not really technically an ex because we weren't dating that long, but get it off. Do over, begin again. Like, Mercury is direct, so now is the time to like get ready to start moving forward, right? So I'm hoping that when I wake up in the morning, I will feel brand new. And even if I don't, I know that eventually I will again. And yeah, so I hope that wherever you are and whatever it is that you're experiencing, and however your night is going, I hope you're having a great night. And I hope that you have an opportunity to dig into some self-care for yourself. Do something luxurious, treat yourself, to something that may seem kind of silly, like here I am with a gold face mask on, literally talking to hardly anybody right now. I know you guys will watch this later. But it feels really good to pamper yourself. And if you don't have somebody, and it shouldn't be somebody else's responsibility, right, to do that for you. If you have somebody who does, awesome. But if you don't, get into the habit of like doing something that's special for yourself. It feels good, like even if it's just buying a $5, silly gold peel off mask from TJ Maxx. The more often you do these things, the more often you do these like little self-care pieces and add in a lot of rest, because rest is really important right now, you'll be motivated to keep going, right? You'll be motivated to not give up. And it's hard not to give up sometimes, like, especially nowadays, there's so much that we're challenged by, and it's opportunities for growth, but it's also really, really hard. And if you're like me, you contemplate ways out, right? You contemplate like how much nicer it would be if you were not a human and you could just like be in your true form or whatever that is, and go home wherever that is. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who thinks about stuff like that, but when I get sad, that's what I think about. I think about how hard it is to be a human being and how hard it is to feel all of the hard feelings, and even when I'm like super happy and experiencing like really great things, I always have moments where I'm like, oh, this isn't going to last forever, and eventually I'm going to have to go feel some other things, and like I want this to last forever. But that's like why being a human being is special, right? Is that it's the only constant is change, and we have an opportunity to really honor and be present for all of the things, and they're all really special, even the painful parts. But that doesn't make it any easier in the moment. And so if you're having a rough moment, or if you're having a challenging week, like I know a lot of people did this week, this is a tough Mercury retrograde, and it was partly because we had so many planets in retrograde. So give yourself a pat on the back for making it through this retrograde cycle. And Mars will be going direct at the end of the month, so that will lighten the load a little bit as we move into the fall. And once Mars goes direct, that will be nice. I'm excited, but we also have Venus going retrograde in like a month, so there'll be a different kind of challenge. But at least Mercury will be direct. So plan ahead. Go to TJ Maxx. Go to whatever discounty type stores, Home Goods or whatever, and look through their like beauty products and see like what resonates with you, and get something that will be silly and fun that you can pamper yourself with. Or maybe you know of somebody like I do with Hillary who makes amazing products and you want to spend a little cash like supporting someone local. Do it. And use it. And set your intentions and light your candles and burn some incense and clear your house. Like I definitely cleared my house again today. I've been clearing my house with Yerba Santa like almost every day all week, and on and off like every couple of days, like a lot recently. It's just been, the energy has been super, super intense, removing a lot of hard, big stuff. And you can do it, but you got to stay focused and like remember that, okay, I'm moving through something. Don't hold on to it. Don't fixate on it. Don't attach to it. Like recognize that this is something that like is moving out of your system, processing a lot, and try not to put stories. I know I was talking about this the other day, like try not to like create a story around what you're feeling, because sometimes what we're feeling is really old and like doesn't really apply to any like real life situation that's happening in the moment. You could just be feeling some type of way because you got maybe triggered by something, but it's the true wound is much deeper and much older, which is not to write off that, you've been triggered, but instead recognizing that there are layers to our trauma and layers to our experiences, and to be inquisitive, not to fixate, but to be inquisitive and curious, right? And so I had a client this afternoon who we were talking about body awareness and thinking about like, okay, when you feel triggered, when you're feeling an emotion in your body, where do you feel it? And what kind of sensation is it in your body, right? Like, and then asking your body, starting to have a dialogue with your body about like, okay, well, what can I do to support the release, to support the letting go of this so that it doesn't stay in my system and create more resistance or more attraction of the same kinds of life experiences or energies that are going to perpetuate things, right? You want to hopefully find ways to navigate out of these feelings, so that in the future, when you have similar experiences, you're not triggered by them. You are able to work with them from a conscious, loving, clear place, and communicate about that experience in a way that either shuts things down or opens up a dialogue. And so having a dialogue with the body is really important, and we do that by checking in with ourselves about what we're feeling. But we have to allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling, and sometimes that means, like I did today, that you're just kind of sitting in your shit, And there's a lot, with retrograde cycles, there's going to be a lot of sitting in your shit and just being like, ugh, this sucks. I'm waiting for this to be over. Like, when is it going to be over? So in the meantime, so that's, again, where the self-care becomes so valuable. And if you can have fun with your self-care, right? Even if you're not like super motivated, like I fucking hate cooking. I wish that someone else could just like put food in my fridge and then like there's just food in my fridge for me to eat. Cause like I'm not a good cook. I will totally admit, like I don't enjoy cooking, even though it's totally magic, and I recognize that it's just not my thing. And so, but I know that I feel really good when I nourish myself. That's a form of self-care, right? Like making yourself a meal. Self-care is doing a silly face mask and then getting on Instagram and sharing it with everybody as it's drying, and it starts getting harder and harder to talk. And you start looking like the Tin Woodsman, but in gold from The Wizard of Oz, which I totally am starting to look like. So, to summarize, check in with your body, see where you're feeling what you're feeling, see if there's something that you can do to support the full release of that. And sometimes that will be breathing into that area of the body. Sometimes that will be doing some jumping jacks. Sometimes that will be walking barefoot out in nature. Just be careful of rocks and sticks. Sometimes that will be rolling around on the floor with your dog. Sometimes that will be having sex. Sometimes that will be binge watching something ridiculous on Netflix for like 12 hours. I have done all of those things over the span of my life, and they were all really nourishing. And so take care of yourself as best you are able. Nourish yourself as best you are able. Pamper yourself as best you are able. It doesn't require a lot of money. Like I said, it's an invitation to, I'm giving you an invitation to experiment with pampering yourself. And I know that a lot of you guys already do this. I know that you're already, you have your go-tos. You know what works for you. But also like invite in new, right? Like our bodies are shifting, our energy is shifting. We're going to require different kinds of self-care moving forward. So check in physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually with your body and see if there's an area that needs some adjustment. Or if all of your self-care pieces are working, then you should be in top form and you don't need my help. And so you should be making your own videos. Anyway, this mask, oh yeah, it's just about dry. So, and I look like the Tin Woodsman. I look like a gold woodsman, or I look like a gold something. I don't know what. Ooh, that's a little sticky. From the Wizard of Oz. See, it's a little drippy. I put a little too much on. I get a little carried away with my self-care sometimes. But it's dry around my mouth, so I like can't move my mouth too much. This is a all right. I don't want to mess up my mask, and I'm gonna start laughing, so I'm gonna go. But I'm really, really happy that you guys are all on the planet doing the amazing things that you're doing. I know that I'm not alone, and I want you to know that you're not alone. And I know it can be lonely. But we're all doing the thing, and I'm super proud of all of you, and I'm proud of myself, and we just got to keep going. We have to stay focused. We got to do the self-care pieces, and we have to make sure and check in with each other, right? Like that's part of the reason why I make these videos, is it's a way for me to like kind of check in with everybody and see, you know, whoever's watching. I know that they watched. Maybe they watched the whole thing. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they just like think I'm crazy, and that's fine. I am a little crazy. But check in, because like I have started to share online because as someone who is deep in being a practitioner and has gone through over a decade of my own healing like experiences, I feel compelled to share and be honest with everybody, because there's a lot of people out there who are talking about like, ooh, love and light, and like it's all just like sunshine and rainbows and fucking unicorn farts and, you know, like glitter dust everywhere. And it's not, you know, like it's fucking hard. It's hard. And you're doing hard work. Even if all you're doing is waking up and getting out of bed and going to your fucking job and like taking care of your children or your dog or your ailing parent or just yourself, you know, like you're doing it. So don't stop doing it. And I'm psyched for you. I'm glad you're here. Keep doing the thing. I'm going to keep doing the thing. And I'm going to peel off this mask in about 5 minutes and watch a movie and go to bed and wake up brand new. And I hope that you wake up feeling brand new too. All right, you guys. I hope you have a great night. I'll come at you again with something soon. Mwah, I love you. Bye.